Broadcast meteorologist Erika Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I've had such a wonderful night updating you all on all the precip headed our way. Now, of course, with the good, you know that song, Facts of Life. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Okay, so this is what you're going to have to do with this forecast, okay? Because we do need the rain. I'm going to show you some rain moving into Southern California, Central California, low desert, places we have not seen rain for quite some time. But now we're going to have to take the bad with it. Will we likely get debris flow, possible mudslides? Yes, we'll have to keep you updated on that. So we're going to talk about everything happening over the next 120 hours. But right now, here's a look at our 2-hour SAT-RAD loop, including our weather alerts. And you can see a storm system moving through the Midwest, and it's tapping into some moisture in the Gulf there. And so all of that has combined to bring a good amount of precip across the Tennessee Valley, Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, into the Appalachians, Piedmont as well. Just a really nice active weather day, meaning enough rain there to help alleviate any aridity. Now, of course, there have been some areas we've gotten too much rain, so we've had some flood watches, flood alerts. We've been really diligent about telling people to turn around, don't drown. That's the usual. We keep people safe around here. I'm going to turn something on here. Our storm tracks, we've been seeing some rotating cells for the past couple of hours, have not gotten any reports that anything went tornadic, but of course, we will keep you updated. We have had hail reports, also rainfall totals. So all in all, we're just going to get through all of this right now. So you can see we have these storm cells moving through. Impact range, Titan impact range, anywhere between 0 to 5. So some of these are a little bit stronger than others. And if I zoom in a little bit right here, can you see that there are some really active storm cells moving through towards Montgomery, Alabama? And we are getting, this one's about a 2.6 to a 5.0 Titan impact range for the storm cell there, but it's continuing to move through Alabama. And look what's so fascinating. Do you see how it's tapping into that moisture? Do you remember what that moisture is? This is the remnants of Raphael. Do you remember Raphael came in and he was just like doing his thing? Eventually, he petered out. He was like, I'm done. Just not enough there to support Raphael, thankfully. But we're still be having the benefits of tapping into that moisture, especially for the East Coast. And I'll show you how in just one moment. However, locally for the Gulf states, it's really important to note that we have concerns for flooding. So please be advised, if you get these reports, you have to absolutely heed the advisory. In this case, a coastal flood advisory remains in effect until 6 a.m. local time. High surf advisory, high rip current risk, coastal flood advisory, minor coastal flooding for the high surf advisory, large breaking waves of 4 to 6 feet in the surf zone for the high rip current risk, dangerous rip currents, mobile, coastal, and Baldwin coastal counties. Okay, looks like we have another coastal advisory in effect here. We have a small craft advisory. Here is your coastal flood advisory for parts of Florida. We're also tracking this coastal flood advisory up and along into, we've got Georgia, the Carolinas. So this is a very active area, and I'll tell you why. So once again, we're tracking this storm. Can you see that circulation there? All right. So it's tapping into the moisture here from the Gulf. It's going to continue to move eastward. As it does, there is a storm system that's going to develop off the coast of North Carolina. That's going to pretty much just integrate, come together, and then move its way across the eastern seaboard and bring us a good amount of rain. Because if we look farther north, we are seeing some coastal flood advisories for parts of New Jersey, but we're also seeing some wind advisories, some special weather statements still having to do with fire weather. So we still need a break in that fire weather. This rain is going to help. A couple of other advisories issued, including frost advisory here. We have a dense fog advisory in effect for parts of Minnesota, and that was, Oklahoma with that frost advisory. And then as we move farther to the west here, we are seeing a winter storm warning in effect for parts of Washington state and some winter storm advisories. Let's see if we can get that going here. This looks like a winter storm warning. Yes, it is. And we also have our advisories and watches. So this is a winter weather advisory. All right. So wet snow above 5,500 feet, snow accumulations 2 to 4 inches west of Highway 395. So this is going to be in effect from 10 a.m. until 11 p.m. tonight, local time PST. All right. Let's get looking at our current temperatures across the nation. We're seeing plenty of 50s up and along the West Coast, 55 for San Diego, Los Angeles, 59. San Francisco, hello to you, 57 degrees. Redding at 51. Portland with rain at 50. That's that storm system moving in. We have, let's see, Seattle at 48, Whitebird 49. Let's head into the Intermountain West, 42 for Salt Lake City. Let's go on over to the Southern Plains, Central Plains. We have, let's see, Danbury at 32, Garden City at 34, Wichita at 47, Oklahoma City at 51, heading on over to Nashville at 58, Louisville at 53, 51 for Chicago, Green Bay 46 with some rain, Roanoke 40 degrees, Charlotte at 47, and seeing lots of 30s up and along the East Coast with the exception of New York City currently at 43 degrees. But we're starting to see an overall signal change, right? So let's go ahead and take a look once again at our profile here and study quickly our winds. I always love looking at our wind particles. You guys know that about me because I think it gives us a lot of information about what's happening. Here's our wind profile at 850 millibars. You can see how the winds are converging up and along through the Tennessee Valley. Ohio Valley. Do you see that? So now we're seeing that we're tapping into that moisture. We're seeing where those winds are coming together. The winds are likely strong, gusting in that area, but definitely some good news there. Once again, we had our current temperatures, and those were looking pretty nice. Corpus Christi, hello, you're nice and warm right now at 74 degrees. Our wind speeds across the country include Seattle at 11 miles per hour, Indianapolis at 13 miles per hour, Little Rock, Arkansas at 11 miles per hour, calm winds in Phoenix, calm winds in LA, Boston at 8 miles per hour, and Charleston 8 mile per hour wind speeds for you. And you can see that the winds are variable. In fact, in Seattle, in the Pacific Northwest, we're seeing a southerly push there, which is just because it has to do with that rotation, right? So you're getting that cyclonic rotation. So that's what you're getting there. So you're seeing a southerly flow there up in the Pacific Northwest. You're getting a northerly push in Los Angeles along with San Diego and Phoenix. Albuquerque also seeing a northerly wind along with Denver. Northwesterly winds for Kansas City and Sioux Falls along with Little Rock, and getting a straight westerly wind from in Memphis, and Nashville also getting a southerly wind with let's see who else is getting a northwesterly wind. Northwesterlies are actually a little less common tonight. All right, Des Moines, you have a nice northwesterly wind. New York, you have a northeasterly wind, and Boston, a straight northerly wind for you. And here is our hour by hour forecast, 120 hours out. Guys, I hope you enjoy this forecast. Once again, we're tracking a lot of rain. We're also tracking those storm cells moving across Alabama. Let's get this going here. Do you see how that storm system starts to interact with that storm system developing just off of the coast of North Carolina? And then we're tracking that storm system along the Pacific Northwest up here. Let's see if my little mouse can show you what's going on up here. There it is. See that? Okay, see this over here? This is what's happening over here on the East Coast. And here, east of the Mississippi, west of the Mississippi, Pacific Northwest. Look at that. Let's get this moving through, and I'm liking the way this looks. And as we move on out through Friday, 10 a.m., you start to get a really good look here. By that time, this is Tropical Cyclone 19. Very well could be named Sarah. We'll watch it very closely, and then we'll continue to watch it to see if it's going to make landfall, Belize, maybe Mexico, Honduras. It's in that area right now. Will it cross over, make it into the eastern Gulf of Mexico? Could. And in fact, some models do suggest that, okay? So we'll watch that very closely. But you can see the green's on the screen here up and along Southern California. And, well, we are definitely triggering into that atmospheric river. And here is a closer look at what that looks like here in Southern California once we get through the threat of our convective outlook or the threat of possible thunderstorms. So as I mentioned to you, that storm system that's hovering over the Midwest right now is going to continue to move eastward. It's going to interact with that storm off the coast of North Carolina. You see that hatching there, thunderstorms, not severe, but we could see 1 or 2 thunderstorms, and those are expected. Here through day 2, the same situation. We're also we might be seeing some thunderstorms for parts of the Pacific Northwest into Northern California. And then here on day 3, you can see that conditions are generally quiet. So that's a 3-day outlook for those potential thunderstorms. And now let's look at our atmospheric river event and how we here in Southern California will be impacted. Remember, we're coming to you live at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on Telegram, on Instagram, on Facebook. What other platforms on every platform, that's where we are. You can find us across all platforms, Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. We're going to get this going through Friday morning, pause it just after lunchtime, and look what we're seeing here. We are seeing some rain. But along with this rain, we have to just keep in mind, guys, we have to be mindful of the potential of debris flow as well as mudslides. So we've got to take the good and the bad there. We're excited about the rain. We haven't had measurable precip since late May. That's what Jay updated me on yesterday. So we do need the rain, but we also have to be really, really cautious. When you hear me come on air and give you guys the updates that you should be heeding the advice of these alerts, you got to make sure you're listening to these alerts, okay? Just to be safe. Apart from that, I am loving this forecast for you all. Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Laguna Niguel, Oceanside, Escondido, all getting some rain. We just have to be really mindful of the potential for any mudslides and debris flow. Alrighty, especially considering the burn scars. I'm meteorologist Erika Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. Thank you so much for joining me. This was, I thought, a really great weather hit for you all to see how everything is interacting, and I look forward to seeing you soon enough. Bye, guys.